Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Muck on the Markets. I see I have my son nicely in the background of my shot here, eating some food. Um, anyway, interesting day today, Muck. Kind of been bouncing around all over the place. I got just a little background. I had one short play on the SPOOs this morning at I shorted them at 169 or 1869.75. Took a piece at about 1865, and then took the rest at like 1860 and a little bit of change. It went all the way down to 1854. Didn't get a piece of that, but also didn't buy back on the long side. I was just kind of exhausted and exasperated. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean this. Uh, this market is crazy. And let's do this. I hate to do. Oh, man, I've been preaching about the stock so much, but we'll talk about WWE again.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, this was my trading style. We made a lot of money. Whenever WWE dropped below 10, like so, if it went from 10 to 8, we'd buy. And then when it got to 12 to 15, we'd sell. We'd wait for it to come all the way back down, and it hit 8 and 9, and we buy again. We would do it. I mean, this was like a 6-month thing. We just do it over and over again. Well, now WWE's had their range. I'm buying it today on this huge dip where it's like, if you buy it at 19 to 16, then you sell it at 25. But the company certainly hasn't changed. I do think them moving all of their databases and old shows and everything online has a revenue stream, but it's still the same company. And you're talking about a company that was from 9 to 15, and now it's at 17 to 25, and nothing super has changed. That just shows you where the market is now.
There's no real revenue expansion on that company, is there? I mean, it's basically been a little bit flat, right? Or slightly up, 3 to 5% maybe up.
Well, the revenue expansion is coming with the WWE Network, which you get. They went out and they bought a whole bunch of old wrestling territories, so you get all the old archive wrestling footages from like the back in your day, like Mid-South and all that kind of wrestling stuff.
Well, no, that's my days back in like the 60s.
All right. Well, like the Mid-South and stuff from like the 70s and 80s, you get that. But you get it all for like $9.99 a month. It's like a wrestling fanatics Netflix.
Are you a subscriber yet, Buck?
I subscribed on the first day it dropped. I put my money up. You get all the pay-per-views for free instead of having to pay a lot of money for the pay-per-views. I'll say it. I'm a wrestling junkie. I like it. I like the storylines. I think it's funny. I think the guys are legitimate athletes. And it's just something that you can get hooked on, and it's a great time. I watch it with my friends. We all have we have a blast. We all talk about it. It's just it's a fun thing. That being said, I don't understand. It just seems like a lot of stocks have had that gap up that were in that $9 to 15 range. Now we're in that $15 to $25 range, and nothing's really changed. I think that's a little bit of a scary thing for me. So, that being said, WWE has a great dividend. That's why I'm buying it.
What's their dividend roughly? What's it generating now? Just give me round numbers. Sorry, we won't.
I think it was somewhere around. I think it's around 6 to 7%, somewhere around there. But other than oil drillers and MLPs are the only things that I've been buying this past week.
MLPs, you want to talk a little bit about that?
I do think there's some really good MLPs that you can get out there. In ETF form. I think there's some really good MLPs, ETFs that you can get without the hassle of trying to pick through the bad and good ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's so that makes it a lot easier. I tend to do a little bit of research on MLPs myself, and try to pick through the ones I like. There's also I like Transocean as a driller and Seadrill as a driller. But that, other than that, this my playbook's gotten just super simple. If it has yield and it's being sold off, I'm buying it.
Yep. I think we have stressed for weeks now. That underlying this market strikes me that even though volatility really has not had a significant move, even this week where the stock market's kind of bouncing around, it strikes me that there is a rotation going on. And I'm just going to add, if you excuse me just a moment, I need to ask my son to please. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of a technical issue here at the Lehman Ranch, the Lehman headquarters of ETFD. Okay. We talked a little bit about the MLPs, the drillers. You wanted to talk, I think, just generally about market conditions, and then I wanted to hit on one issue I've been banging.
Well, market conditions, I don't know. I just feel weird about it. But there's not much else I can say other than that. Just things seem a little bit overvalued. So, we'll see.
Yeah, Yellen spoke today. It strikes me that the market is at an inflection point of sorts. I don't know that the Fed can allow the markets to go significantly lower because so many pension funds are based upon them, and there's so much of the country's wealth that's based upon them. Even though that wealth is no longer in the middle class for sure, or certainly below that, but there are some definite serious issues. I did not watch Yellen's her testimony today. I just followed it on Twitter and listened to people just screaming and yelling, basically pulling out their hair and praying that the beard came back somehow. But that ain't going to happen. So we got what we got. And, again, I think it's a place to be careful. One person that we've had on this network before, Chesson Wine, who I think is an extremely bright guy, an extremely savvy market technician. He is, I think, like 3% short, and maybe he's 6% short and 94% in cash at this point. No longs. So, there's a lot of trepidation with a guy who I think is an extremely bright guy. I'm going to hit on one issue that I've been banging the tables on for quite some time. And folks, you had an opportunity to get into this more than $1 higher than what it is today. And mind you, it's about a $15 stock right now, trading at $14.68. Is Overstock.com. OSTK. The thing is a dog. It is of course one of the most heavily shorted stocks. It has been for a long time. For those who have followed the company at all, it's got a history of having problems with its auditors, having the CEO on TV banging the table, yelling and screaming that the short sellers are in a conspiracy against him. I actually did buy from the site years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago, but I haven't really bought anything since. I did go, before I entered this short quite some time ago, I guess, when did I don't know if it was the beginning of February or mid-January. I looked at the site, and honestly, there was nothing to buy. Nothing I would buy. Nothing that was of tremendous value. It was a crap site. It's like a poorly organized eBay, as far as I was concerned. Anyway, it was a relative high flyer. If you look at the charts, it kind of followed the S&P for quite some time, and it has sold off. You could have gotten this after I started shorting it. You could have You could have shorted it at 21. It is now again in the 14s, mid 14s. I think if the 1850s has a significant break, While it did break that level today, didn't have a significant break of that level. It breaks that level, takes out a whole bunch more longs. This thing is a dog. It's at a 52-week low right now. I think it goes lower. I re-added to my position on Monday at 1562, I think. I think it went as high as 1585. And again, trading today low of 1445, trading right now at 1468. It is a dog. If you get a bounce in this and can short it, jump on board, I think. Just my thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I think this is the time that if you can find short setups, I think this is the time that you take them.
Yeah, I mean, we're continuing to see a divergence in terms of those old safe Dow names vis-a-vis the four-digit names, that is the NASDAQ. Momo stocks are still selling off. It looks to me like a transitionary time, albeit a time that's moving very, very slowly. So it is giving people, I think, opportunities to jump in, just like I did this morning versus short and long. I mean, really, I could have done it yet again this afternoon. I wanted to short at 1873. It got its highs, I think, 1874 and some change. I didn't do it. I just was a little bit punchy. But it's a challenging market out there. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, just watch your heads, and that's all I can say.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Muck, for joining us. Again, this was Muck on the Market, guys. We'll be back on Friday. Guys, stay safe out there. Take care.